couple days ago, we arrived at Cooper Clinic in Dallas, Texas. The first thing you notice when you get to this place is there's people running, jogging, tennis courts. The whole place is designed on getting your body in better shape.
We started out here at the Cooper Clinic, and they just got a general assessment of kind of your blood work, where you are, how you can be healthier, or any other factors that could affect mood, anger, anything that could be an underlying factor on what may be misinterpreted for a head injury.
Hey Jim, can I get a hand? I can't hold the cup and pee at the same time.
So the first day here, we did a treadmill stress test where the treadmill stays at a consistent speed but increases an incline over time, and it becomes really, really, really difficult. And they have different categories for, poor health, good, excellent, and then superior. And it was really hard.
I'm not in the best shape of my life right now. I actually just had surgery on this, so I was a little sore trying to push myself there. I was really disappointed I didn't get as far as Foster. So everything's been a competition between Jim, Foster, and I.
Back hurts. Knee is about to give out. That's enough. We did a CT scan. They look through your whole body, top to bottom.
It's the first time I've been in an MRI and actually doing activities in it, and they're scanning my brain while I'm thinking about different things. I know some machineries I've been stuck in is very, very, very expensive things that normally only stick you in there if you're really broken.
I went in to get an EEG. They put a skull cap on, and there's 24 little electromagnetic receptors all over it, and each one of these electromagnetic receptors, they have to fill with gel, so you get a clear connection to your scalp, and they hook it up to a machine. Felt like I was in the Matrix.
They put on a screen where there's fast flowing pictures, and it's coming at you really fast, and you gotta keep on your toes for a long, long time, and eventually you start really having to focus harder, and they're really testing your attention span and your quickness to recognize things.
So the benefits of an EEG for people like us, you can see whether or not your brain is using the parts it would normally use to accomplish these tasks.
My first 2 days here, Dr. Hart was far and away the most interesting, insightful, and in my opinion, the person that I learned the most from.
My name's John Hart. I'm a cognitive neurologist who takes care of patients with problems with behavior and cognition. And I'm a cognitive neuroscientist researcher who studies memory and memory retrieval and how that process can be disrupted and how you can try to treat it.
At the end of the day, he's like, look, if you hit your head and you're not 100% recovered and you hit your head again, there is 100% chance of brain damage.
But what we do know is what's called second hit phenomenon. So if a brain is hit and it's got some sort of problems, inflammation or whatever sort of issues from a head injury, if you hit it again before it's fully recovered, the deficit's bigger, it can last longer, and you may have a chance of doing more long-lasting, sort of permanent kind of effects.
I look at Harry Bink at World Games. He wasn't 100%, but he looks you in the eye and he goes, I can do this. And then he gets done and says, I don't remember falling. And yeah, he won the World Games. He won the World Championships. He did something that's never been done on a motorcycle because he's practiced, because he's done all that. It's so hard to say, how do you pull someone that you know can do it from such a huge life-changing event? There has to be things in place that allow these guys to not have to make the decisions. Because every athlete is going to want to go out there looking at the downside, looking at this, looking at how we can help as Nitro Circus, not just help them reach their goals, but help them to be able to live a full life. I mean, Jim was in a coma for a while. Jim's not the same Jim that I knew growing up. He's an awesome person. My uncle got knocked out as an NFL player, and he went from really aggressive and really, that guy never cried. Now he's really emotional. He's changed his whole personality. He's not a bad person. He might be a better person, but he's different. Practicality, I'm here to learn what we can do to help myself, my friends, not have that emotion, I cry randomly. It's embarrassing to say, and I never really say that outside of being here, but it's like, this is stuff that never happened to me before.
Typically, most people respond really well and recover pretty naturally after concussion. If you don't, there's like 5 things you can get. You can get migraine and headaches. You can get a cognitive or thinking problem, typically memory, but it doesn't have to be. You can get a behavioral mood problem. You can get depression, anxiety, panic disorder, PTSD, anything you can get like on your own. You can get secondary to concussion. You can get tinnitus with ringing in your ears, and you can get a balance problem. And that same type of post-concussion syndrome that we see from guys who have been in sports-related issues right after it doesn't go away, you could see in the military guys with the same sort of problems afterwards. I'm a big believer with genetics and environment. Nothing straight all genes typically, nothing straight all environment. It's a real interaction of things. So there are some people who have certain genetic profiles that we know clearly are an advantage. And let's face it, when you get to the level that these guys are at in Nitro, is you've self-selected out a lot of dudes who are not going to make it.
Head trauma hasn't been hard to talk about. Typically, yeah, it's a difficult thing to get people to talk about and to get people to really level with you about and just be honest about, because not a lot of people know much about it, like we don't. We have our thoughts and ideas, but it's all just questions, really. It's a taboo, touchy subject that scares people, and for good reason. But being here, knowing that that's the whole reason we're here, is we're analyzing all of our health, mental, physical, and trying to give us the tools to make sure your brain health is as good as it possibly can be.
In the next few days, I guess we're getting finalized. We're getting told what the big picture about us is. I guess that's going on. So I hope they tell us. I hope they don't find anything bad. I guess they have all my brain scans right now. They're gonna be like, yeah, your hamster doesn't make it around the wheel anymore.
Selfishly, this is a phenomenal opportunity for Nitro Circus, action sports, and just human beings in general. To be the first non-military to come through this with James Foster, Jim DeChamp, myself, this is a huge honor, and I can't wait for the next couple days to see when all of this comes together.